Welcome to the Heart's Journey. My name is Monsignor Chiodo from St. Anthony's Catholic Church in Des Moines, Iowa, and we give reflections now and then about current matters that pertain to the spiritual life. And today we're talking about the observance of our faith by putting into practice on a regular basis throughout the year. We read in the Scriptures, chapter 7 of the Gospel of Matthew, the Lord says, "Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. You can tell a tree by its fruit." And so we're talking about the fruitfulness of the spiritual life. There are signs. In other words, fruits are like signs. There are signals or signs that express or manifest whether or not our spiritual life is rotten, like a rotten fruit, or it's good, like a good fruit. And one of the signs of a good fruit is a faithfulness that comes from an intense and regular spiritual life that bears fruit in how we live. But a sign, one of the signals of a sign of a healthy spiritual life is regular worship at Mass. A prayer life at home, regular worship at Mass every week. Why do I say that? First of all, the Lord commands us to keep holy the Sabbath day. And the way that we do that is, the most perfect way is to worship the Lord in the Holy Eucharist. To come weekly to the Mass is not only a blind observance of a law or a mandate or a commandment, but it is a signal or a sign of good spiritual fruitfulness. There's something good going on within us when we're drawn to attend and to worship God every Sunday. There's something that draws us to the worship of God. To not have that worship every week, we would feel a gnawing sensation that there's something dramatically missing in my life. By my fruits, you will know me. And one of the fruits of my life, my spiritual life, is attendance and worship at Mass that manifests a sincere, God-centered Christian life. There's a story told about a man who thought he'd take a vacation from God, and he'd do that by playing golf. And he was out on the golf course one morning when it was a Sunday morning, I believe, and of course he should have been at Mass. But anyway, there was a funeral procession that went by in out on the outskirts of the golf course, and he was playing golf with a friend of his rather, and the guy immediately fell to his knees and made the sign of the cross and offered an intense prayer. And the other man said, "Boy, that's really beautiful. You know, you paused to offer a prayer for that funeral procession. That really is a signal of your deep faith." He said, "Well, after all, I was married to her for 25 years. So it's of course a sign of a spiritual rottenness that had set in his life, that even he wasn't even there at the funeral of his wife because he was too busy on the golf course. There are many things that we can do that blind us to living a sincere Christian life. One of the signals of a rotten spirituality is to forego the regular attendance at Mass, as if we can take a vacation from God. By your fruits, they will know you.